Welcome back. Right now, it is Autism Awareness Month, and researchers are finding greater awareness. Channel 3's Michael George is introducing us to a family taking part in the world's largest ongoing study for autism.
12-year-old Jackson Stepanian was diagnosed with autism before his 3rd birthday. His mom, Kara, says starting therapies early changed his life.
There was progress right away. With language, with interactions. He made leaps and bounds. And every year since, he's a different boy.
The Stepanian family is taking part in SPARK, the world's largest autism study, along with more than 100,000 autistic individuals, more than 200,000 family members, and nearly 30 academic and research hospitals.
We just want everyone to be the best version of themselves.
Dr. Wendy Chung is SPARK's principal investigator, working to identify the causes of autism and find more effective therapies. The community's match service also connects patients and researchers.
We have huge gaps in our knowledge and understanding, but there are amazing opportunities that are coming forward if we work together, if we compare our experiences.
Jackson is in a mainstream 6th grade class with additional resources.
Classes that are meeting him at his academic level, advanced math and science, but is also being able to support his social and emotional needs.
Autism makes things very hard for me.
Jackson wrote this poem that he shared with his classmates.
Sometimes it is hard to be different from the others. Sometimes it is awesome to be different from the others.
It's a message that's made his family dedicated to the research.
That's our goal as a family, is to say that Jackson's brain is different, and that doesn't make him any less. That is just who he is.
A commitment to advance the science and help other families learn more. Michael George, CBS News.